Yes, good morning, students. Today we are going to start with the next one chapter from the third module. So that is a non-verbal communication. Already you people are familiar with the non-verbal communication in the first module. So today we are going to see some of the topics here. So that is introduction to the non-verbal communication. Okay, and some of the non-verbal the cues, the kinesics, proxemics, and last one is the chronemics, and another one is paralinguistics. So here it is that the non-verbal communication, uh, it refers to all the communication that occurs without the use of the words. Okay, without the use of the words or the spoken or the written. So this non-verbal communication is, it is going to be referred with the movements of the body. It is going to refers with the space, that is what you call it as a proximus. It is going to be concerned with the vocal features, or you call it as a paralinguistic features. So that's why they are going to be say that an effective communication takes into an account both the verbal and in the non-verbal aspects of the communication. Okay, so already you people are know about that verbal communication is organized by a particular language, but non-verbal communication is not organized by a particular language. So always it is refers to the communication, that the communication which occurs without the use of the words. So non-verbal communication includes all non-written and unspoken messages. Okay, so this communication may be either intentional or either it may be the unintentional, but they are going to give the message. So here some of the non-verbal cues are there. So what you mean by this the cues? It is nothing but a stimulus that provides the information about what to do. So these non-verbal cues are there. However, they are going to speak louder than the words. Is it clear? It doesn't mean that the person has to speak by seeing his body language, by seeing his facial expressions and all. So immediately one can understand what is his true feelings and what is his emotions. Is it clear? So he can understand more than the words here. So that's why he is going to say that the non-verbal cues, however, they speak louder than the words. So here is that some of the examples here they have been given. Say for example, the a person who is going to be sitting, that is a crossed at the ankle. Okay, cross at the knees, open crossed with one ankle on the other thigh, uncrossed and straight close together, uncrossed and straight far apart. Is it clear? So this is the different the types of his the body language. Okay, so each one is going to give you the different the meanings, how he is sitting. Is it clear? And according to his particular the body parts. So here they are going to say that one's personal appearance or the facial expressions, postures, gestures, eye contacts, voice, proximity and touch are all under they are all the non-verbal signals. Okay, so not only these examples what I have told, that is a cross at the ankle, and these are all the non-verbal cues. Is it clear? So they are going to give you the type of the information. Okay, along with that they are going to be say that that is the personal appearances, the facial expressions are there, the postures are there, gestures are there, eye contact, voice, proximity and touch. Okay, so these are all the non-verbal signals that influence the way in which a message is interpreted and understood. Is it clear? So based on these the non-verbal signals, so one can understand what a message is. He can interpret the message. He can understood the message what the person wanted to convey, but just by seeing his these non-verbal signals, one can understood and interpret the message. Okay, so now we are going to start with the first one, that is the kinesics. Is it clear? As I already told, the kinesics, so it is going to be concerned with the body movements. Okay, the kinesics is concerned with the body movements. Okay, so the study of the body's physical movements is going to call it as a kinesics. Kinesics is nothing but it is the study of the body's physical movements. Okay, it is the way the body communicate without the words. So it is the way that how your body communicates without using any particular words. So based on the various movements of your parts, you are going to give the signals, so one can understood and interpret. Is it clear what is the message you are giving? Some of the kinesics behaviors are deliberate. Say for example, you nod your head to indicate a acceptance. Is it clear? Sometimes you are going to nod your head. Okay, are you understood? You are just going to nod your head. So what it indicates here, it is going to indicate that your acceptance. Is it clear? You say someone is going to be asked, okay, are you going to accept it or not? Say yes or no. Is it clear? You are going to, someone is going to nod your head. So if you nod your head to indicate the acceptance. Is it clear? In face-to-face communication, the message is conveyed on the two levels simultaneously. So one is verbal, another one is non-verbal. Both can be seen here. Is it clear? Whenever you are communicating, that is a face-to-face communication here. So at that time, you are conveying the messages simultaneously, both using the verbal as well as the non-verbal. Verbal is that you are going to express the words. Along with that, you are having the body movements also. Along with that, you are having some non-verbal communication also. You may have a facial expression. Is it clear? So if you extend your hand, here is the one of the example they have given. Okay, the example of both the verbal and non-verbal communication, that is in a face-to-face communication. Say for example, if you extend your hand to them with a big smile on your face. Is it clear? With the utterance, that is saying that congrats. So say for example, if you are wishing someone else, if you are wishing your friend, at that time what you are going to do, you are going to extend your hand. Along with that, if you are having a big smile on your face, then you are going to say the congrats. Is it clear? So your appreciation has a more impact on the person who is receiving, okay, then the words, then the expression what you have done. Is it clear? If you have done this, that is, if you are going to say the congrats without the smile on your face, with an angry face, do you think that is he going to accept your congrats? Is it clear? So that's why here he is going to say that. So your appreciation is more impact on that particular person than the words. So here the world is isolated. The person is going to see your the non-verbal communication, that is he is going to see your smiley space. So the smiley space has given lot of information to that particular person. Is it clear? So that's why here they are going to be say that in some of the times in face-to-face communication, the message is conveyed in a two levels simultaneously, with the verbal as well as the non-verbal also. Okay, so your smile and handshake, what you have done during this communication, so these are nothing but the body movements. Is it clear? These are nothing but the physical movements. So this is nothing but a kinesics. Is it clear? So which enhance the impact of your verbal communication. Okay, instead of doing these body movements, instead of bringing a smash, that is a smile on your face, simply if you say congrats, it is not having a more impact on the communication. Okay, so this, that is the your smile and the handshake. Okay, so which enhance the impact of your verbal communication. The non-verbal part of any communication is not as deliberate and conscious as the verbal part, but rather it is subtle. Is it clear? What do you mean by a subtle here? So that is, some of the non-verbal communications, they are very difficult to detect or grasp by the mind. What is the meaning of this particular the movement? Is it clear? That is the non-verbal communication, the body physical, the movements what you have seen. Is it clear? Sometimes it is very difficult to detect or grasp by the mind. Okay, that's why they are going to say that. So non-verbal part of a communication is not as deliberate and conscious as the verbal part. It is very difficult. Is it clear? It is very difficult to interpret and get the meaning of that non-verbal communication. Is it clear? There may be the different meanings according to the different societies. Is it clear? Already we have discussed about all these things in the first module. So that's why they are going to say that the non-verbal, that is the communication, rather it is a subtle, that is difficult to detect or grasp by the mind, and that is in instinctive, that is it is unthinking, okay, and often involuntary. So that's why here they are going to say that it is important to study the body language because it is estimated that the verbal. So the component of oral communication carries less than the 35% of the social meaning. So here someone have done the project, they estimated that whenever you people are communicating with someone else, is it clear, they are going to say that there is the impact of only, that is just a 35 percentage of that, the the oral communication what you have done, but 65% is the impact of your body language when you are going to communicate with someone else. Is it clear? 65 percentage of your body language has given a lot of message. Is it clear? To the person to whom you are going to be communicating, he has understood a lot from your body language. So that's why they are going to say that the words whatever you are going to spoke is having an impact of only 35% on the opponent, the person to whom you are talking. 65% is your body language. So people react strongly, okay, people react strongly to what they see. Is it clear? So that's why they are going to say that 65% is the attribute to of the body language, because they are seeing you, that is people react strongly to what they see. So if you see a small child, is it clear, in your home, so you just see that the child is going to be understand just by your facial expressions. You don't say any particular words, so either you are angry, okay, or if you bring a smile on your face, so automatically child understood that what is the message that particular person is going to be conveying. Is it clear? So based on your body movements, the child, small child is going to be understand, because child doesn't communicate here, okay. So still he is a small kid, he doesn't communicate verbal, so he is going to understand the message based on the non-verbal communication only. So you just see that how the child understand the messages conveyed by that of the particular the person. Is it clear? So automatically the child is going to be understand by the body movements or the physical movements of that particular person, the smile on his particular face. Is it clear? By the hand movements and all, so the child is going to understand the message. Okay, now here it is that the body language. Okay, so what do you mean by this body language? So whenever you want to communicate here, you have to maintain the body language. Okay, you have to maintain the physical movements of your body. When a speaker is going to present that is himself or herself, we see him or her before we start hearing. Is it clear? Say for example, whenever you are in the auditorium or in the gallery hall, or okay, you are present to listen some lecturer or any some what you call it as a seminar here. Is it clear? So at that time what you are going to do, that is you are going to seeing the facial expressions or the body language of that particular the speaker. Okay, when a speaker presents himself or herself, we see him. Is it clear? What you are going to do, we are seeing that particular speaker. Okay, what type of the dress he has been weird, what is his body language, how he communicates. Is it clear? So still now he has not started his session, but immediately you people, your eyes are going to see his body language. Okay, immediately we begin developing an impression of his or her abilities by seeing that particular the person, by seeing that spokesperson. Immediately your mind, okay, your mind starts developing the impressions, okay, based on his or her ability. Okay, he is a good spokesperson, okay, definitely he can talk well. Is it clear? Immediately you starts developing impression on his attitudes. Is it clear? All these things whatever you are going to analyzing yourself, these are all based on the non-verbal signals that the spokesperson is sending here. Is it clear? So these non-verbal signals what the spokesperson is sending when immediately enters into the hall, you people are going to be identify all these things. You start developing the impression, okay, about his abilities, what are his attitudes and all. Still no, he has not started the session. Is it clear? So this is the impact of that particular the body language. Okay, it is the impact of that the signal, non-verbal signals that a person sends. So based on that you can create the imagine or the impression of his or her ability. The body language includes every aspects of our appearance. So what is going to say that the body language is going to be representing every aspect of our appearance, that is from what we wear. Okay, so what type of the dress we have here, how we are standing, how we look, how we move. Okay, and what is our facial expressions, what are our physical habits, such as, okay, some of the physical habits such as nodding the head, jingling the change in the pocket. Is it clear? Or by that is the fitting with the necktie. So these are all some of the physical habits are also there. Is it clear? So that's why here they are going to be say that the body language includes every aspect of your the appearance, that is from what you wear, okay, how we stand, how we look, how we move, and how is our facial expression, and what are our physical habits. Is it clear? Now we are going to see, so one by one. Okay, so first one we are going to see about that the personal appearance. Okay, so this personal appearance plays an important role because people see before they hear. Okay, you should also dress appropriately. Appearance in includes the very good dressing, hair, accessories, cosmetics, and so on. Okay, so personal appearance must be so planned that it communicate effectively to others. So that's why they are going to say that whenever you people are appearing any interviews and all, is it clear, your personal appearance plays a very important role. Dress code plays a very important role. What type of the dress code you have weared, tie, shirt, shoes. Is it clear? So they talks a lot about that particular the person. Is it clear? So that's why they are going to say that. And the next one is that it should be clean and well groomed. Appearance communicates how we feel about ourselves and how we want to be viewed. The second one here, it is the posture. Okay, so the posture generally refers to the way we hold ourselves when we stand, when we sit, or when we walk. Is it clear? So this is representing the postures. That is one refers to ourselves, that is when we stand. Okay, how we sit, how we walk. So once posture changes according to the situation, when we are nervous, okay, or when we are happy with the friends, our posture and physical movements are different. Is it clear? So based on that, the person can understand that whether you are nervous, whether you are happy. Okay, during an oral presentation, it is always better to lower the hands to one side in a natural, relaxed, and resting posture. Okay, standing and sitting or walking in a relaxed way, in a positive gesture. Okay, which will encourage the questions and discussions. The way one sits, the way one stands, and the way one walks, okay, they are going to give a lot of information. Say for example, here is a one, the example they are given. Say for example, how a person can sits. Is it clear? A person, how he is going to be sit, based on that different meanings are there, different messages are going to be generated by the pupil. Is it clear? Say for example, here they are given a person who is going to be sits, that is with the slumped posture. Okay, so they are going to be analyzed that, okay, this person is having a low spirits. Okay, the person who sits with the erect posture, so the person thinks that, okay, he is having a high spirits, energy, and a confidence. The persons who sits with the lean forwarding, then understood that this person is open, honest, and interested. A person who sits with a lean backward, so the person understood that he is the defensive and disinterested. Okay, and person who sits with the cross arms, so he understood that he is a defensive and not ready to listen. Okay, and the next one is that a person who sits with the uncrossed arms, so and it indicates that he is having a willingness to listen. So each this type of this particular the postures, they are going to give you the different meanings. Is it clear? So the opponent person can understand. Is it clear? They can guess based on your these different types of the posture. Just here is a one example of that, how you sit. Is it clear? So that's why, so whenever you people are attending any particular interviews or face to face, So you concentrate on all these particular things. So whether you have to sit a slumped posture, that is a erect posture, what it means. Okay, lean forward, what you means, lean backward, what you means, cross arms, what you means, uncrossed arms, what you means. Is it clear? So whenever you are attending any particular interview or technical sessions, okay, so at that time you identify that how you have to represent, how you have to sit, how you have to stand, how you have to walk. The next one is a gesture. Gesture is a movement made by the hands, head, or the face. Is it clear? A well timed gesture not only derives a point home but also enhances the value of what is being said. Gestures always clarify our ideas or reinforce them and should be well suited to the audience and occasions. Is it clear? So here they are going to say that they have been already analyzed. Okay, that there are as many as 700,000 varied hand gestures are there. Can you imagine this? Just by the hand here, how many type of gestures are there? 700,000 different varieties of hand gestures are there. Okay, and the meanings derived from them, they may vary from individual to individual. So I think that you people, you are going to say that there is a one non-verbal the commission, that is the news will be there, that is for the dump people, you know. Okay, so they are just going to do the hand expressions over there, and they are going to give the message. I think that you people have seen that news. Is it clear? So you may imagine that just by showing the hands. Is it clear? Just by showing the hands, they are going to convey the messages here. Okay, that is the movements of the fingers and hands, they are going to convey the different messages. So that's why they're going to say that you are having a 700,000 varied hand gestures are there. Okay, and the meaning derived from them may be vary from individual to individual. Gestures should not divert the attention of the listener from one's message. They should be quite natural and spontaneous. Okay, gestures can roughly be divided into following steps. Once gesture may be enumerative, okay, so representing the numbers. Descriptive, this is going to be representing the size of the object. This is just by using your hand and the finger, you are representing. Okay, you are conveying this information or the message. So either that is the movement made by the hands, either it may be the enumerative representing the numbers 1 2 and 3. So you are going to showing the descriptive, that is the size of the object. You can say that the size of the object is small, large, medium. Just by showing that hands, you are representing, you are conveying the message. Or you are going to be representing symbolic abstract concepts are there. Okay, locative, locomotion of an particular object. Okay, emphatic, e emphasizes. So all these things are there. With the help of this particular hand, you are going to give the information. So one of the example I just wanted to give it to you. Whenever in the WhatsApp your messages are going to be hearing, you are going to show the different hand gestures over there. That is a thumbs up, namaskara. Okay, that is a fine, good. Okay, different types of that the hand gestures you are going to be selecting for that particular situation, and then you are going to post it into the WhatsApp. You people are using those. Is it clear what it is representing? It is representing a message. The person who is going to see that, they are going to getting the meaning of that, the that hand gesture. Okay, what you have said, you have not used any verbal words, just you have represented the hand gestures over there. Say for example, if you represented thumbs up, if you are representing, okay, yes, it is a nice. Okay, just by seeing that the different hand gestures are there, you people are using it in the WhatsApp. Each one is going to be giving a different types of the meanings. You people are using this to use to convey the messages according to the situation. So all these, that is which we will call it as a enumerative, descriptive, symbolic. Okay, or either it may be the locative, or either it may be the emphatic. Okay, so the last one here, the next one here, we are going for the facial expression. Okay, the facial expression along with the postures and the gestures, facial expression also play an important part in the non-verbal communication. Okay, because depend upon that the face, one can understand that there are six basic expressions are there, they are going to give the meaning. Okay, so whether the person is happiness, whether he is a disgust, whether the person is in anger, whether the person is surprised. Okay, whether the person is having a fear in his face, or whether he is having a sadness. So by seeing his face you can understand. Is it clear? So that is whether the person is happiness, disgust, angers, whether he is a surprise, fear, or a sadness. So there are these facial expressions play an important part in the non-verbal communications. Okay. But facial expressions are very difficult to interpret, that what messages they wanted to convey. The next one is that eye contact. So eyes are considered to be the windows of the soul. So when we look at the eyes of a speaker to find out the truthfulness of his or her words, okay, by looking at the eyes we can identify the intelligence, attitudes, and feelings here. Eyes are also a rich source of a feedback, because when you see the eyes you can understand that what is the feedback. Is it clear? So that's why in some of the films and all they are going to say that, but okay, say by seeing the eyes. Is it clear? So that is a person is going to say, that is you are going to identifying, that is by looking into the eyes you are going to identifying the truthfulness of his or her words. Is it clear? ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಕಣ್ಣಲ್ಲಿ ಕಣ್ಣಿಟ್ಟು ಮಾತಾಡು ಅಂತ. Is it clear? The meaning itself is that you wanted to identify the truthfulness of the words. That's why you are going to saying that. Okay, so communicate with the eye contact. Eye contact is especially important when we start a conversation. Okay, so the eyes should convey the message that I am pleased to talk to you. Okay, do believe in what I am saying. So this is all about the eye contacts. So we are going to stop it here. So next one we are going to start with the proxemics. Thank you very much.